Hello, one and all. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. You know who I am. You know what this is, you bitch. How's it going? Going good? Probably not. But just say it's going good anyway. Lie to people. Lie to them. Because they don't want to know the truth, right? No one really wants to know how you're really feeling. People just want you to say bland responses and go about their day, and you go about yours. So if someone asks you how you doing, the default response is always good. I'm doing fine, just another day, or I'm making it by one step at a time sort of shit. Gonna be talking about that a little later. How people lie about things. I know I sound like a broken record when it comes to liars, but we are not in short supply of them. So they will be a subject of topic. The subject of topic? Excuse me, it's pretty early. And I've been day drinking and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a single solitary fuck. It is what it is, as my bestest buddy told me yesterday. It is what it is. So I am day drinking, but I am also being productive. I'm not heavily drinking. I'm not a fucking wino, even though I am sipping on a fun Chardonnay. I heard people like that, the sound of sipping. But anyway, remember to like, share, follow, subscribe, do all of those good things. If you enjoy my content, make sure to support your favorite YouTubers or content creators, because we are working against primarily the Disney and Amazon machines. Disney, Amazon, Netflix, there's so much content out there. So if you find an independent content creator that tickles your fancy, tickle them back with a little support. My current city is burning to the ground, and I am not going to be getting into that too much. It's been covered heavily. There's plenty of channels that will talk about it. There's plenty of politically charged channels, and a lot of these channels aren't moderate. I consider myself a moderate, and they push divide, so they're pushing one side of the agenda or the other, and I don't really want to get into that. I will be making a future episode about division and how these politically charged channels and platforms, such as a Steven Crowder versus John Oliver sort of thing. Like John Oliver pushes the liberal side of the agenda. Steven Crowder pushes the conservative side of the agenda. And it's only breeding more divide. It's like, do you not see what you're doing here? You not understand it. So I'm not going to talk about that right here. I do want to say that if you would like for me to discuss these topics more, if you're interested in my unbiased take on these things, just comment and I will do what you please. I am at your whim. So I won't be talking about that. And it's obvious to say that justice is needed. That's like objective. Everyone knows that. And everyone knows that death is the biggest price to pay, or being severely injured where your humanity and the day-to-day life that you live is no longer normal. That should never be that should never happen to a person. That should never be your sentence in life. So fairness, that's all I'm saying, just fairness. And I'm not saying burning down the city is the way to do it either, but sometimes you get things by force, sometimes you get things by words. It's a topic by topic, case by case thing. But okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about this. I apologize for my lighting, by the way. My lighting is natural lighting, and it's a cloudy day. So it'll get really bright, and then it'll get really dim. So bear with me, unless you enjoy it, unless it's like a little bit of mood setting here. But what I was going to talk about was liars, right? My favorite topic, fucking liars. If liars and omitters, right? People that omit things, because that's the ugly cousin of lying in the first place. You don't have to be a bald face, whatever the fuck the phrase is. Bald face liar. You don't have to be a bold face liar. You could still omit important information, and you're still technically lying about some shit because you're withholding important information, right? So this is what I want to talk about. And I want to talk about it in the form of my other favorite topic, dating and relationships. Men versus women. All that shit. I'm not pushing divide here like those political assholes. I am being logical, sensible, and straight down the middle, right? Wrong is wrong, right is right, sort of shit. Now, I want to talk about options. Everybody has options in life. Everyone has free will to do what you want to do. Do what you feel is best for you in the eternal pursuit of happiness. Everyone is going to make the best choices for them in their situation, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when making these choices, when you are dating, men and women, I believe transparency and honesty is the best ticket. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, if you have options, be clear about your options. Be very clear. Don't lie, don't omit. So if someone were to inquire, how many options do you have? Am I your only option? Or are you, spreading yourself around? Are you going out and about? You're downloadable content for every fucking PlayStation in the world. Every console in the world can get your DLC. But only one is going to get that exclusive package. You know what I mean? Is this analogy going over your head? This is what I mean, right? Now, if someone were to talk to me personally, I'm honest about anything and everything, period, regardless. I tell people exactly what's on my mind, and that might be a part of the problem. Some people aren't used to that form of communication. I kind of like it when my voice goes up like this. But some people aren't used to that form of communication, but I remain honest regardless. So if someone were to inquire, how many people am I currently speaking with? If I'm currently speaking with more than one, motherfucker, I'm going to say more than one. I'm not going to give a specific number. Maybe it just might be you and one other person. Maybe it might be you and a goddamn calendar's worth of other people. I'm honest about it, though. I'm honest. Now, on the flip side, not everyone is. Or if they don't answer the question specifically and directly, they omit the information. Now, I've already gone over how the life ruiner thinks in a previous video. And that's an inside joke for people that watch the podcast. The life ruiner omits some very important information, and she omit that information for 2 weeks. That led to my deeming her the life ruiner. Had that information been presented to me 2 months prior, then different decisions may have been made. That's what this is all about. You have to present the factual information so that the people that you engage with, that you invite into your life, you present them factual, honest, transparent information so that they can make decisions for themselves, right? Take this example. I was speaking to someone and we were kind of getting serious. We were talking every day. We were exchanging images. And we were kind of on the same wavelength. We had little bit of differences of opinions, but nothing was leaning towards us not talking, right? Then this person disappears for 2 weeks. This person vanishes off the face of the earth as far as I'm concerned. For 2 weeks, not a text, not a call, no nothing. I've tried. I see, I'm the one and done type of motherfucker. If I call you once and you see my call and you don't respond with a return call or a text, I take that as you don't want to fucking talk to me. I take the hint, you know. This ain't motherfucking 1999 where you don't know who called you and you gotta dial *69. Motherfucker, you see my name and you see the contact, and so you know it's me. So if I give you that one call, one text, you see it's me. I'm not blocked. We've been talking every day up to this point. So you see it's me and you don't return that, and then you vanish for two weeks, and then you re-emerge like everything is all fine and dandy. Like, hey, I'm back in town. What's up? What's going on? I'm like, bitch, if you don't move around right now, if you don't move, get the fuck out of my zone. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. And you can't question people about it either. Certain people. You can't say, hey, we were talking every day, and then you vanished for 2 weeks. What happened there? Where'd you go? Like, were you abducted? Like, were you kidnapped? Was there a ransom of some sort? What happened? Where did you go? So, needless to say, with my fucking loudmouth ass, I say, where'd you go? And she said, I didn't think we were in the point where we were checking up on each other like that. You know, I didn't think I had to check in with you. I didn't think we were on those terms. Motherfucker, bitch, please. You showed me your privates. If we're not at that point, then I don't know what that point looks like anymore. Like, I don't know. But if that's what I mean by omit important information or just downright lying. Like this person, for example, they didn't lie. They just omit important information. They just expect to hop right back into my life, cuddle in real quick, without ever telling me where they disappeared for 2 weeks. Like, as far as I know, you could have been talking to me, sending me personal pictures, while at the same time getting dick to death by some guy. Like, how do I know that you're not getting dick to death? Can you at least verify that you're not getting dick to death? Please. That's all I want to know. You can't even verify that. So that's the one example. The other example is someone who just recently vanished into thin air. And this person is the type of person that says that asking certain questions is inappropriate because we haven't known each other long enough. You know, they're more methodical with their approach. So they make certain things off limits. So you can't even ask them and expect a straight response. What's your options? How many options do you have? You can't ask that. They've already put that disclaimer out there. So needless to say, this person was just like the previous 2-week vanisher, and they were sending me pictures and spamming me, like straight up spam botting me, but it's a real person, like picture after picture after picture after picture. They weren't of the, XXX variety, but they were very personal pictures. And we were talking pretty much every day. We had 5-hour phone conversations. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they sent me one picture and then just vanished. Poof. Bitch, where'd you go? Where did you go? And I gave them the same treatment. You get one call, one text from me. You see my contact, you know who it is. If you don't respond, I take the hint and I move about my business. But you have to present the option before it gets there. That's my point here. If you are upfront with the individual, when you initiate conversation and you feel like you might get along with this person, you initiate the evidence, you present it to them like, look, I like you, we get along, but guess what? I have other options, okay? So don't think you're my only option. So if instances were to occur of someone vanishing for 2 weeks, like the example I gave, that knowledge would be available, they have other options. I can either take that information and be like, okay, I'm moving on, because they're obviously exploring their other options because they were upfront and honest about that. Or I can wait it out and see how they feel about that specific option. But you have to present the person you're talking to the choice. Present them the choice just like you have the choice. It's all about options, people. You explore your options. Don't omit information. Don't lie, and allow them to explore their options as well. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to move off that topic. Hold on one second. I think I'm burning my chicken nuggets right now. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. And we're back. Yeah, that's right. I'm a grown man and I still eat fucking microwaved or oven ready chicken nuggets. I don't know what's in there. I don't know if it's chicken, but it's easy to eat. It's easy to prepare. Don't fucking judge me. As a matter of fact, do judge me. Don't care. Another thing about options, when you want to present options to people, it's fair. And you always want to treat people the way that you want to be treated, right? Everyone wants to be treated fairly and everyone wants to be understood, but no one wants to show their hand. Like we're playing fucking poker, right? If you show your hand too early and you're playing poker, that is a detriment to the outcome of the game. Everyone that is a poker aficionado knows this. But we ain't playing poker, bitch. We are playing spades. And the difference between spades and poker is this. If you're playing poker, the bluff is a huge part of the game. You can be sitting on nothing. You can have a fucking a 7 and a 9 looking for a gut shot straight draw, and you end up with nothing. Just a high card on the river or the turn of a king or some shit. But you got to bluff your ass off to make sure everyone else thinks that you got that shit. There are people out there playing that game that are bluffing. Got that good poker face. Like you got that shit. But really you sitting on a motherfucking 7 and a 9 and you didn't get that straight draw. But we ain't playing poker. I wish people would stop playing poker in these fucking relationships. Play spades, bitch. Play spades, because here's the difference. In spades, you got what you got. You just got to know how to lay the cards down. You can even show somebody your hand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you got a fucking whip, that's ghetto terms for a very good hand. If you got a whip of a fucking hand, you only got 2 cards of every other suit and the rest are fucking spades. And they high cards. Let's say you got the queen and the king of diamonds, ace and the king of hearts, king and the queen of clubs, and the rest are fucking spades. You can show somebody that hand and they'll be like, fuck, ain't nothing I can do about it. You know, especially if the person knows how to play. Now, I am an expert spades player. So I could show someone my hand and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. And I hope and I pray this analogy isn't going over your hand. Over your hand? It isn't going over your hand. I hope it isn't going over your head. Because basically what I am saying is, if you show your hand to someone, either it's good or it's bad. You know, in spades terms, you can have a fucked up hand too. If you show it to them, it is what it is. You just got to know where to lay the cards down. You can even make the best out of a fucked up hand. I've had an area code of a hand before with spitter spatter spades, 3 or 4. But I make books. I still get what I bid. Maybe it might not have been more than 2 or 3, but I'm making them 2 or 3, motherfucker. I'm making them. You best believe this shit. That's all I'm saying. Be clear. Be honest, be transparent, and that will garner the best results for both men and women. That's all I'm saying. And I believe in karma. I truly do. So if you fuck somebody over and you don't show them your hand and it's played the way it is, you're not transparent with your options, right? And then you lead someone down a path and there's a fucking hole dug there and they just fall right into it and then they're trapped. You lead someone down that path, karma's gonna get you. Like, I believe in that. You could fuck somebody up and go about your life, but you will pay for that in the long run. What comes around goes around, cliche as fuck, but it's true. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've been on both sides of it. It happens. The only fucked up part is you won't be around when they actually get their karma back to them. You can only hope that what they did to you will get done to them or some variation of it. And you don't even hope it happens. You just know that you, the person on the other side of this camera, you right there, you are a good person. And you treat people fairly, you treat them equally, and you treat them with respect. You're transparent. You're honest. So if someone betrays that, they aren't just skipping away. You don't hope the best for them. I mean, you don't hope the worst for them. You hope the best for them. But you know karma's going to come back around and bite them in the ass. It always does. No one gets a fucking clean slate in this life. This life is very tricky. Very fucking tricky. The human experience is not black and white. It's fucking gray areas everywhere. Everywhere, right? And you don't always get what you want. Oh, shit. Oh, how much time we got? Oh, my God. This is going to be a long one here, people. Hopefully you stick around with me. It's not going to bore you. I promise. Even if it does. Thank you for making it this far. My Chardonnay. The Stones. And I ain't talking about the ones in Chicago. Shout out Skate. Shout out Bully. Shout out Psycho. CC. This podcast just got really, really inside. But I ain't talking about the ones in Chicago. I'm talking about the Rolling Stones, okay? These people should sponsor me, by the way. Posh. I like these fucking things. I like them. I'm not sponsored by them. I used to smoke cigarettes. Now I smoke these things. And one of these lasts me a week. They're very fucking good. Especially if you like nicotine, but you're not addicted to it. Like, I'm not addicted to nicotine like I used to be. I used to smoke maybe 4 cigarettes a day. But now I don't smoke any. Apologize for that noise in the background. Apparently, I forgot to turn off my notifications. But if you like nicotine, but you're not addicted to it, these fucking things here, this Posh thing, it's good. And I haven't gotten any sort of popcorn lung yet. So try them out if you're trying to quit smoking or you're just looking for an alternative. So the Stones, they made a song called You Don't Always Get What You Want, But You Get What You Need, right? And it was kind of the climactic song of one of the most underrated shows, in my opinion, Californication. It was kind of the resurgence of David Duchovny. Fucking great show, funny show, emotional show, very layered. It's crude, it's very raunchy. So if that's not your style of seeing people do very adult things and sometimes very inappropriate things and saying inappropriate things, then maybe it's not for you if you're more on the, safe side of the media you consume. But I recommend Californication for anyone who's into adult comedies, dramas, comedy/dramas. But I want to talk about wants versus needs, since that came to my mind just then. And I think in this country, I'm not sure around the world, but specifically in the United States, we have an unhealthy balance of needs versus wants, right? What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, We all are programmed to get what we need. Period. From the moment we're born and when we're educated and then we're out in society, we're programmed to get what we need and then try to get what we want in the process. From when you're a baby, what do you need? You need titty milk. Babies need titty milk. Or, Similac, whatever. To each their own. Maybe you don't want your titties looking funny. I appreciate that. The aesthetic of it all. Titties are nice. But babies need food. Babies need attention. Baby needs love and care. Baby needs shitty diapers changed. And then you go to school. What do you need? You need to learn. You need to learn this information so that you can be productive in society. And then when you graduate and you go up through all the fucking rungs of the ladder and you finally make it to college and you graduate, or you don't go to college and you just go straight into the workforce, what do you need? You need a fucking job. You need money. You need to provide for yourself. We are programmed to get these needs. And then you are deemed, at least on paper, as a success and a contributor to society. But what about what you want? When does that come into play? If you're focusing your entire life on what you need, when do you ever focus on what you want? Right? So while we're acquiring these needs to be productive in society, we put our wants on the back burner. And then the wants that you originally had in mind, they kind of become altered. They become a deformed version of themselves. You begin to settle for what you kind of wanted. Not what you really wanted, but what you kind of wanted. It's just enough because I got everything I need. I don't need what I want. I got everything I need. I don't need what I want. Wrong. Fucking wrong. If you want what you want, don't settle for anything other than what you fucking want. Or else it will end poorly. That may sound like a brat's mentality, like someone who's entitled, but I'm saying this as a person that's come from nothing. I used to live outside, bitch. Outside. My roof was the sky. I ate now and laters for dinner, motherfucker. So it's like, I know how hard it is to work from literally the bottom to at least be a contributor in society and get all your needs met. A roof over your head, a car that, is capable of getting you from point A to point B, a bed, something that you can do with your time, food you can provide for yourself. I know how hard that struggle is when you come from nothing. But if you don't have your wants to couple those needs, it means absolutely nothing. And settling will only bring worse results, period. There is no argument about that. Since we're talking about relationships, let's talk about it. So let's say you are at the point where you need a partner. You're feeling that biological need. You're like a fucking lion in heat, right? But what do you want out of that partner? Do you want them to be intelligent? Do you want them to be a conversationalist? Do you want them to be funny, hard worker, independent? What do you want? You want them to be in shape? What do you want? Are you going to settle for at least one of those things? Let's say you do. Does that end well? No, never does. Never does. If you settle for someone, let's just say they have a good job. They're a good provider, but they can't hold a conversation worth shit. They don't have a sense of humor, and they're kind of overweight. These are three things you initially didn't want, but you settled for that. Now you with this low-life ass dude. Well, he's not a low-life, but he's not what you want. So you're going to start picturing him as a low-life. He is what he is. To go back to the spades analogy here, he showed you his hand. Not that good, not that bad, but it's not that good. If you saw that hand in spades, would you take it and play with it? Or would you push that motherfucker to the side? Be like, no, I'm going to wait for a better hand. You have to do that in life. You can't settle for what you need, the bare minimum, and just omit your wants. You have to have a healthy balance of both. And of course, no one's perfect. You're not going to get a perfect 10 out of 10 and all of your wants being met. No, that's unrealistic. But if you have wants on your list that are important, you can't just scratch those off and be like, oh, well. You can't do that. Even if you have a list of 10 primary wants, right? And this person meets 7. But he doesn't meet 2 of the very important ones out of the 3 he missed. Don't even waste his fucking time, because it's not going to end well. And that goes the same for whether you're trying to get a job, the circle of friends you keep around you, what you want to do with your life as far as your hobbies, passions are concerned. It goes for everything. What do you want coupled with what you need? And I think the primary reason people don't pursue these options are because they're afraid. Fear consumes you when pursuing wants, because you're scared. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of not having a job because, if you want a certain job, but they're not presenting themselves, then you can't take care of yourself. So you're afraid of that. You're afraid of being a bum. You're afraid of being broke. You're just scared. But you got to throw all that shit out the window. Sometimes fear is a good thing. It's a good reminder that we are human. We feel things. We are not impervious to damage, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental. We're not impervious to that. So fear is a good reminder. But in some cases, you have to fight through that fear to get the most important things you want. Of course, as the Stone said, you're not gonna get everything that you want. You get what you need, but you should get the important shit that you want. Out of a relationship, out of a work situation, out of a life situation, out of your circle of friends, whatever it may be. Don't seek perfection though, because then you'll end up disappointed for the rest of your fucking life. Oh, I need a fucking drink. Okay, thank you for watching this episode of the Average Guy's Guide to Life podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. I'm gonna go eat my fucking grown man chicken nuggets. Bye.